Hello everyone, this is C.L.S. All-in-One, and today I'm testing out a hot glue gun, and this is made by Abox, and it seems to be a pretty nice gun. So let's check it out. So these are going for about 20 bucks, and I'll make sure to post a link down below. And here's a look at what you get inside the box. You get the manual, you get a stand to keep that propped up while you're not using it, you get an extra nozzle, and you get 15 large glue sticks. And as far as the specs go, this is a 60-watt gun that's impact resistant with built-in fuse protection. And here's a look at that stand. When it's not in use or you're heating it up, you can use this stand to keep it upright. And that stand also folds up so it doesn't take up as much room when you're storing it. And there's a nice on-off switch with a built-in LED light so you can tell when it is powered on. And to load the glue sticks, it's very easy. You just jam it through the back here, through this hole right here, and press it all the way down until you can't press it down anymore. Now it's time to put this to the test, and I'm going to test out all kinds of different materials. We're going to be testing out some foam. This is some EVA foam that's pretty rigid stuff. We got some metal, some plastic, some tiles, some paper, and some cloth. So we're going to start with the foam here, and it doesn't take long at all for that hot glue gun to warm up. It reaches full temperature in about 3 minutes. So I'm just going to apply a nice even amount all the way across here. And as you can see, it's fairly hot. I got a little bit of smoke coming up there. Now while it's still hot, I want to press them together and bond them. If you wait too long, that glue dries pretty fast, so you don't want to wait that long. Now I'm going to apply some glue to these metal brackets. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bond all these different materials together and then let these fully dry. And then we're going to do a strength test and pull them apart and see which has the best bond. Now I'm going to glue 2 pieces of plastic together. And for myself, I work on a lot of different plastic models, so I use a hot glue gun a lot for that. Now it's time to glue together some cloth, and this is just 2 pieces of a washcloth that I'm using. And these materials are just a few examples of what you can use a hot glue gun with. If you're into making crafts, then a hot glue gun is kind of a must. Now I'm going to bond a couple pieces of towel together, and I'm going to apply the glue on the smooth side of one of the pieces, and then the bottom side of the other, just to see which side it sticks better to. And last on the list, I'm going to bond a couple pieces of paper together. Alright, it's time for the test. Let's see which has the best bond. This is the EVA foam, and this seems to have a really good bond. I'm having a really hard time pulling this apart. In fact, it's bonding so good that it's actually starting to rip the material. So I'd say that bonds very well, and I'd say this is a permanent bond. Okay, let's check out the bonding strength on the metal. And it took a little bit of pressure, but not much to separate the two. I would call this more of a temporary bond. If you're just going to use this for light crafts or something that's not going to be under a lot of stress, it'd still work well for that on metal. Alright, let's check out the plastic. And this had a pretty good bond to it. It took about 3 times more pressure to separate the 2 pieces than what the metal did. And I'd classify this as a semi-permanent bond. And one thing that's nice about hot glue, if you're bonding to a smooth surface, it's fairly easy to peel off that glue if needed. Now it's time to check out the bond on the cloth, and I'd say this bond is very good. That glue actually penetrated pretty deep inside that cloth material, and I'd say this is a permanent bond. Now it's time to test the tiles, and I was actually really surprised how good a bond this was. I was not able to separate it with just my fingers. So to separate it, I actually had to use a screwdriver, and then I was able to pry it apart. So even though that bond was pretty good, the glue did not penetrate the material in any way, so I'd still call this a semi-permanent bond. And last on the list is a couple pieces of construction paper, and I would definitely classify this as a permanent bond. So out of all the products I tested, I'd say it's a pretty good tie between paper and the EVA foam. But like I said earlier, there's a lot more materials out there that you can use a hot glue gun with. So my final thoughts about this Abox hot glue gun, it seems to be a pretty decent gun. It seems to work just as intended, the glue seems to have pretty decent adhesion, and I definitely will be using this hot glue gun again. Alright, it's time for me to go. Thanks for watching. If you liked that video, please click that like button. If you want to hear more from me, please subscribe. Have yourself a great day, and I'll see you next time.